Hello, mate.
Are you right there, Gary?
How did you know it was me?
Well, just you white people do look the same.
You do look the same.
I mean, if he wasn't skinnier than you, I would have thought.
You have to pull me up because you're a lot younger than me.
I don't mind blacks. Another fella walked in the hotel with a cross over his back. He said, "Can you put us up for the night?"
Really?
Yeah. What do you reckon? Half bald?
Who's half bald?
That's what they give him. Half
Yeah, and he's
bald.
fit at the back.
Give him half bald.
Right.
So, Gary, hello.
Where'd you drag him from?
He was out here looking after my car.
Oh, okay. Well, cleaning your car.
He's in a boy band.
I told him, piss off. I said, my windscreen's all right. I don't need cleaning.
No.
Right. So, Gary, we are here talking about comedy.
We are gathered here today.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't talk about my hair.
Mm.
So,
Do that.
you've been in the comedy game for about 40 years, haven't you?
On and off, yeah.
Yeah. And you've seen a lot of changes over the years.
It's gone bloody mad. It's all these youngsters, all this racist stuff.
Yeah. So, you remember the good old days, don't you?
That was good.
They were good old. Before we start, I want to do just a brief intro. So, Gary, we'll talk about you in a minute. Let's focus on Les first, because he looks dodgy one, doesn't he?
He is dodgy. Black cab driver.
Yeah.
So you never see their faces, you only see the back of their heads.
Well, that's racist anyway, because why are black cabs black?
Why are they called
Yeah.
black cabs?
Well, that's traditional. Everybody knows that all over the world.
I mean, in New York.
What about your black mate? Your black mate who had a yellow cab?
Well, my black mate, we nicknamed him fucking prawns and custard.
Why?
Because he's black and he drove a yellow cab.
Les, is this thing natural, whatever it is?
No, I'm going to have it cut off.
Is it one of them?
Yeah, it's well, it's not benign.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I've had them on my back. It's like they're called ceratosis.
Oh, okay, right.
I thought
But what I was going to do,
he's got on his arse. I thought he was priceless in brown.
What I was going to do, my old mum's wise towel is like you tie a bit of cotton round it, right, straight, tight, stops the blood flow, and it drops off, and it works.
Did you try it in your cock?
No, I didn't try it in my cock.
Why you got a cock then?
No, it's as up there as I want now. No, it's true, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking tie
Why
the
you
cotton
trying
round.
it?
Or tie the old yellow ribbon round the old oak tree.
Right, so you've been a cab driver.
Tell him that he got pulled up by the old bill. He said, "What's this?" He said, "It's a spot check." He said, "I've got two blackheads and a boil." Yeah. Have you done that?
So you've been a black cab driver for about 30, 40 years?
46 years.
46 years, so since 1974.
Correct.
Right. So obviously you've been shafted by the Ubers a little bit in the last few years, haven't you?
Without a doubt.
Yeah. And of course, you know the Ubers, they're all my lot, most of them, aren't
What? What's your lot?
they? Asians and...
Asians,
And
well, you know,
and
I'm
Bane,
not
blacks.
racist, like, you know what I mean, but they are taking the piss, you know what I mean.
Yeah, taking over.
They're on a sausage, you know what I mean. And
Sausage roll.
No, don't. No. Actually, most of them are Muslims, and so they don't eat pork, do they?
Right,
So
they're on the
sausage.
rock and roll. They're on the rock
Yeah,
and roll,
yeah,
like,
that's
you know
fair.
what I mean. They could afford to go to Heathrow with £16, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
that's what you got to look at, haven't you?
Mm.
Child
But-
benefit.
Yeah, well...
They ain't always got loads of kids.
They're coining it in.
You've only got two kids, haven't you?
Well, more or less. But I
You're
mean,
not-
so a lot of them... Yeah, but I'm not a Muslim.
you're not?
I'm a Sikh.
How can we tell the difference in?
It's sometimes very hard to tell the difference.
Is it the hats?
Partly the hats. It could be that some Sikhs have turbans, whatever. And they have a steel bangle on their hand as a sign of brotherhood.
So that's another name. You're being called the Turbinator,
Yeah,
isn't it? Cab drivers always got jokes, haven't they?
Yeah.
They have to-
I bet he's got a few stories though, hasn't
Oh,
he?
fuck
I bet he's seen a few things in the back.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I bet he's done
Yeah.
some secret filming as well, you know, when he stopped over a bit.
Nah.
What about the
I'll
old...
tell you the story.
the old
straight away.
brass?
Yeah, I'll tell you the story. My mate, my life, picked him up at Victoria Station. This is gospel truth. As true as I'm riding the bike. He said we want to go to just
King's
past. Was it just past Brixton? Maybe Tulse Hill. Something like Tulse Hill. He said, Les. He said, fucking time they got in. He said, I'm driving. I'm clocking them in the mirror there. Like he said. He said they're fucking up to this. She's down to him. He's down to her, and fucking Christ knows what, like. And all of a sudden, geezer's piped up. He said, "Here, drive. Where you going?" Fuck knows. I'm too fucking busy watching you two cunts in the back. He said, like.
It's easy enough done, isn't it?
Oh my life, right. Well, I was getting right at it, girl.
Who's the bird you picked up, the brass you picked up from King's Cross, took her to Chelsea, and you said 20 quid, and she said, I ain't got no money. She opened her legs up, said, take it out of that. And you said, got anything smaller?
I said, I've got no fucking change.
He said it looked like a ripped out fireplace, didn't it?
Yeah.
Looked like a car wash, post office van coming out of it.
Fucking man, I'll come.
Oh.
Well,
2 things in the world that smell like fish, and one of them's fish.
Yeah.
flapping about, eh?
Oh.
Anyway, so, alright, you've been a cab driver, you've seen a few things. And Gary, you've been in the comedy circuit on and off for the last 30, 40 years. You worked in the Bend Over film, didn't you?
The first Bend Over film with
Bend Over.
Lindsay
Did you have to bend over?
Well, I didn't, but I did.
Oh,
I didn't have to.
right, okay.
See, and he's a British sleep job.
Paid the fucking bills, didn't it?
Yeah,
Just bending over, didn't it?
Well, it did. He's a British leapfrog champion.
So the Bend Over film, so that was Lindsay Drew, wasn't it?
Lindsay Drew and Lindsay Honey.
Lindsay Honey. And you've also worked with people like Jim Davidson?
Is he still alive?
Just about. Yeah, and you've worked...
Mike Reid.
Mike
Is
Reid,
he dead?
he died a few years ago.
Bernard Manning. He's dead, and he said he can't say that I did
He was
it.
a bit overweight, wasn't he?
He can't say.
What's the other one, Jimmy? What, Jimmy?
Jimmy White, he was a
Nah.
Jimmy Cricket.
What, you worked with him, did you? Jimmy Cricket?
Jimmy Savile?
Jimmy Savile. Oh.
You worked with Jimmy Savile? Ah. Yeah.
Nah.
How's about that then?
Yeah, I called him a paedophile. He said, that's a big word for an 8-year-old.
The other geezer, the last portion of helmet. What's his name? You worked with him?
Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones, that's it.
Q&L.
Fucking hell,
He's
yeah.
still there, he's still doing his thing.
That's the one, yeah.
I mean, Mike Reid was good, wasn't he?
Terrific.
But
Turn it in.
I mean, Harry could kiss that Pat. You've got to be a good actor, you know.
Whoa.
Fucking kiss fat Pat.
That's what he said, didn't he? Old, the geezer I've never heard of, like the one that's on the in the wheelchair.
Tony Gerrard.
Tony Gerrard, that's what he said, didn't he?
Yeah, it's a long push from Dartford Tunnel.
Yeah.
so, Gary, this top 10 list that you said, talent competitions, stag shows,
Well, that's how it was,
compare shows.
I started 1983 was the first one, because all of a sudden the girl I was with was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
And-
Well, weren't you, was it?
No. The girl I was with, she was pregnant. Debbie from Basildon, she was present. She was pregnant. and
Debbie
then-
does Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah, but she was on the Fenchurch Street
She
line.
always had a fucking sore throat, didn't she?
She was on the Fenchurch Street line, so it's Debbie does Basildon, Tilbury,
Oh,
all
right.
stops to Shrewsbury there. She,
Essex girls, would you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She only warned you, just keep her ankles warm.
Yeah.
So yeah, what happened? We had trouble getting out. My brother-in-law, my sister's pregnant, so my brother-in-law had trouble getting out. So we decided to start doing talent competitions. So Paul, he was my manager, and off we went. We started going to talent competitions, going out on the piss all night, and then come back and say we never won nothing. And then we went. We used to go and watch strippers. To watch strippers at the Rochford Hundreds at South End way like that. We give the strippers a lift home. So what we thought I thought she said that she wanted to go to Waverley. Well, you're a cab driver. So Paul said to me, I said, can we give these strippers a lift home? Because they were proper London strippers. I was on the roof nicking the leg.
Right,
So I said,
yeah.
can we give the girls a lift home? So I said, where are they going? And I asked them, and I thought they said Waverley, which ain't too bad, is it, from Rochford? But it turned out to be Aylesbury.
Yeah.
Fucking miles away,
That's
isn't it?
why I make fucking ducks, isn't it? Aylesbury?
Well, that's what it's all
Aylesbury
about.
duck.
Aylesbury duck. Off one up one end, one up the other end. Can I do this one?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think of that?
Yeah,
He's got Alzheimer's and bulimia.
Go on.
It means he eats and eats and eats and forget to be sick.
Go on.
Two monkeys in a box. You're still awake. You're still awake.
Yeah.
Kept you up,
Tell
mate.
him his visa will be renewed soon.
Yeah, your visa. Yeah, my missus had plastic surgery. Cut all her cards up. Like that. And a copper come round. He said, "We found the bloke who nicked your old woman's credit card." I said, "Well, tell him he can keep it. He's spending less money than what she is." Do you like that one? Are you married?
No.
The reason I say that, I've done 2 gay clubs this week. It's the third time I've seen you. Why do they call you Lucky Lips? And a bit of boxing. Did you do a bit of boxing?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah.
And they call you Lucky Lips because you've been punched around the ring. Is that what they call you, Lucky Lips? You didn't get lips like that sucking oranges, did you, eh? Eh? Undefeated your first 5 fights, didn't turn up. Eh?
Gary, going back that fucking Aylesbury joke.
Hang on, you're telling me.
I know the...
Do the boxing
No,
jokes, you just butt in.
I know the punchline, but I don't know how it starts off.
Well, don't do it then.
He
If you don't know the punchline,
He
that's
said,
okay.
he says, put your hand up, Miles. Fucking you tell me where I come from or something. That's how it goes.
So that's
isn't
as bad as texting, he's just ruined a bloody good joke.
it?
The thing is,
Uncle
no
Carol.
wonder he only knows the punchline. He used to be a boxer.
That's right.
Well, I done a little bit. Like,
But he's a
yeah.
dyslexic.
Done
He was a
little
dyslexic comedian.
Right, I was that lucky.
He punched up all the fuck lines.
I was that bad, Tan. I was that bad. Like, they nicknamed me Picasso. And mate said, what is that? I said, I was on a fucking canvas all the time. You know what I mean?
You went down that many times, you got
Oh, I
cauliflower arse, didn't you?
He said,
So let's talk about, because in the old days, Gary.
Old days. Is that that's,
Good old days.
That's ageist.
Oh, sorry. That's what I was going to say. There's so many jokes you can't do now. Like you just said, ageist jokes, which you know you've got to be careful. I know a little bit, but then you can't do sexist jokes, gender-based jokes,
Try and upset as many people as I can.
tranny jokes, transgender jokes. You know all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can't do obviously the racist jokes. You can't do black jokes, Muslim jokes. You can't do.
Can I?
You can't.
What do you get if you cross a Jamaican with a Pakistani? A car thief who can't drive.
Yeah. Guess what his name is?
Go on.
I forgot now.
Yeah. Double it.
No, I
Me and him. Good
no.
night. Good night for me and fuck off from him.
Yeah.
Quick impression.
No, that's it. Rude stand eyesight. Rude stand eyesight. That's the joke you just said.
There you go. Quick impression of a fella with a plastic hip. Quick impression
Yeah.
of a fella with a plastic hip stand next to electric fire.
Where'd the other one go?
Let go, Les, let go. There you go. We're a double act. Gary No Fark. And Les good. We're a double act called No Fark and Good. So, quick impression of an ice cream man having a put.
Tony Bell, wasn't it?
Quick impression of an Indian fella locked out of his house. I can't get in. Can we set go?
You can do.
Yeah, go.
Well, I worked at the Churchill Hotel years back, and we had a bloke there. His name was Mahatma Coat. He was a fucking cloakroom manager.
Was he?
Yeah,
Bit racist, boys. Is that a bit racist?
Mahatma Coat.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think you got to offend. I mean, you know, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah.
I was listening to his speech which he made a couple of years ago about the right to offend and why he feels, not just him, but plenty of others like John Cleese has said similar things, that we should still have the right to offend when it comes to being creative and comedy and being vocal and saying what you want. Within reason. I mean, you don't want to say, oh, let's kill all, you can't say blatantly violent stuff like let's go, like what the skinheads did in the 70s, that kind of thing. You can't say blatantly racist stuff. But
Aki bashing, maybe.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And you got to, but you still, now it's turned too far to the other side, so now people are just scared to. You look at the modern comedians. I mean, which one of them are really any good? I mean, there's a couple. But
they're about as funny as Toothache.
Yeah, there you go. Toothache can be funny, but it depends.
Ah, they are. I mean, Go on.
Woman's got to the dentist. Dentist checked her out. He said, you've got to have a tooth out. She said, I'd rather have a baby than have a tooth out. He said, make your mind up, adjust a seat. This geezer, what we're talking about dentists is, we're talking about dentists. Dentists going to need a dentist. This is acting, because we've done a bit of extra work. Geezer walked in the dentist, sat in a chair. Dentist said, what's the problem? And the geezer, I think I'm off. Dentist said, you what? She said, I think I'm off. Dentist said, you know what, mate, you're a psychiatrist. He said, what made you come in here? Your light was on. Are you offended by that at all? No.
Yeah. I mean,
He keeps getting up in the
Go on,
night.
tell him.
Keeps getting up in the night.
Pissing in the fridge.
Pissing in the fridge. Fucking light goes on and off all fucking night long. He's eating all the time, in and out of the fridge all night long.
Which is why single men are fatter than married men.
Why is that, yeah?
Because married men get up in the morning, look at what's in bed, and go to the fridge.
Why?
Single men look at what's in the fridge and goes to the bed.
What's the difference between a Pope and a bird in a bath?
One's got hydraulics and the other's got dry bollocks.
No. One's got a soul full of hope, the other one's got a hole full of soap.
Do you want to do that one?
Done it.
Do you want to go on film and you want everybody to hear that?
I've done it.
it's alright.
Yeah,
you're a double act. You can talk the day, piss out of each other.
We're double it.
So, how long have you been a double act for now?
What's the time now?
10 past 2. Yeah.
Got a good Jewish joke, 10.
Jewish.
No,
yeah.
skin off my nose.
No. Why do they make synagogues round?
Cheaper.
So no fucker can hide in the corner when the collection box comes round.
Oh yeah, very good.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a black geezer at the bus stop. Right?
Go on.
Black geezer at the bus stop, the Jewish geezer walked past, and the black geezer said, "What time's the next bus due?" He said, 5 minutes, you black fucker.
Yeah.
Is that race?
What's the definition of a tough guy?
Sorry?
What's the definition of a tough guy?
You tell me.
A geezer putting his cobblers full of mangle, get the blackheads out. That's got to be fucking tough, mate. You seen one of them old mangles? Put his cobblers through one of them and getting the blackheads out.
Hey, we've got Chad here, he don't even know what a mangle is. He's been brought up with washing machines and all that lot. Tell about the Asian geezer, when you said to the Asian geezer in the beach, and you said, "Do you wash in tide?" He said, "Sometimes I wash gas tide." Did you do that one? You do that?
You wash in tide? No, wash that tide.
I think that part of the reason why there's so much mental illness these days, I know they're blaming it on lockdown and all that stuff, but I think there's more to it than that. People are scared to laugh and to tell or say things for fear of offending other people. So I think there is something in that we're all becoming a bit too sensitive, and everyone's too scared to say something, and that's why they're so
stressed out.
What happened about banter? Banter.
Who's a wanker?
No, well, we all know that, but what happened to banter?
Banter.
Banter, it was always banter. I have a pop at you, you have a pop at me.
Yeah.
Les has a pop at me, and then the two honkies gang up, and we both have a pop at you.
Yeah.
It's a racist. It's not racist. It's just there's more of us than you. Right?
Well,
so
for now it is. But have you been to large parts of London?
It gets dark 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Spot the white man.
Oh, I like it when it snows. I can count them.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I was driving through Brixton now. What did they make here? Fucking Filter Zulu.
Yeah, and Zulu was made in Brixton. I told you about that. My dog. Then I was driving through Brixton, and I got puncture. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, and the dog's escaped. So I come home in the morning. She said, "What's the matter?" I said, "Where's the dog?" I said, "I was in Brixton, 2 o'clock in the morning, and fucking has opened the door, get the spare out. The dog's got out the back. Chad, the dog has got in Brixton, right? He's got out the back and he's fucked off." She said, "What, you come home without him?" I said, "You want me to run around Brixton 3 o'clock in the morning going, Blackie?"
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No, I know.
Or tarmac. Come on, do it.
No,
Two
I know.
blokes sitting in the pub, 10.
Do you know the punchline first?
Yeah, having a right good drink, like two.
Right, you know the punchline?
He's
All
gone
right,
like, yeah. My fucking missus, like, she's murdered. She's bingo at it. He says, every night, it's eyes down, looking clickety-click. He said, "You think you got trouble?" He said, "Mine's a one-armed bandit, had you?" He said, "How would you like to wake up with a sore knob and a mouthful of fucking tanners?" Well,
Tell about when you done a bingo.
what happened there?
Room for two, with a hairy view, 69.
That's the Irish fucking version, isn't it?
God, do your one. Got a short joke.
Them little ducks.
No. 2 monkeys in a bath, one up one in, one at the other in. 2 monkeys in a bath, one's gone.
He's playing some monkey.
I do a monkey better than you. Two monkeys in a two monkeys in a bath, one's gone. The other one said, "Put some fucking gold in there." We do that. What happened to you when you was at the zoo then? When you went to the zoo, that geezer threw the penguin in the lion's cage. You was telling me about. Why didn't he eat? Why didn't the lion eat the penguin? Because he couldn't get the wrapper off. You do that one? I bought the wife a bunch of flowers. She looked at me, looked at the flowers. She said, "I suppose you want me to open my legs." I said, "What? You got a vase?" Is that sexist? Would you say that's sexist?
Bloke in a swimming pool said to the girl next to him, "One of these days I'm going to give you a right good ducking." She said, "You ain't, not till you learn to say the fucking word properly."
No, little boy, no, let's get, sorry. Little boy and a little girl in the bath.
Right.
Little boy says to the little girl on the duck you. He said, you can't even say it properly.
Yeah.
Good, do it again.
I've
Cut.
just done it, cut.
No, do it again, good. You can do something, good.
Yeah, that's alright.
Good, let's, 2 monkeys in a, go on, tell that one.
What, 2 monkeys in a bath?
2 monkeys in a bath.
There's a lot of monkey jokes going on now.
Well, we thought we'd get away with it.
Yeah. That's what you
See,
could
some
say.
people got
But
fucking...
don't forget, all people originated from monkeys.
Well, he did
Well,
say
us
that,
as well.
didn't
Yeah, white people as well.
Yeah, this
No.
is
Like 100,000 or a million years ago.
I went on that job. Les, you might know more.
I'm not sure about the white light, but the
And
other
then
side.
slowly, we were all black first.
Right.
Yeah. And then slowly we went from East Africa, some lake in East Africa,
Right.
Tanzania way. The white people that went up past, the Mediterranean further up north, they got lighter over the years, and then the others got darker,
Is that right?
apparently. So we're all monkeys.
Oh.
That's why he was so good earlier doing a monkey impression.
What's the one you told me about the Chinese? But what don't the Indian said? Why don't Chinese play cricket? Because they had all the bloody bats.
Beep. What was the best comedian you've ever worked with, Gary?
Jim Davison.
Yeah.
Ah, he's good, isn't
He
he?
could.
He's still. How old is he now? Is he about 70 odd?
Nah, he's not as old as me.
He's got to be 67,
And he's-
68.
Yeah.
He's
around
definitely in
his
his
60s, like, yeah.
late 60s, I would say.
First time I see Jim Davison, it's going back a good few
Because he used to
years.
play the black man, didn't he? Remember?
Oh, chalky and all
Chalky.
that.
Yeah,
He
didn't
could
he?
tell a joke.
Yeah.
But there again, I think he copied that off another one that was before him, didn't he?
Oh.
Like
I know you're not going to say that.
Jimmy Jones or something like that,
No.
or he did.
Charlie Smithers used to do all that.
Right,
Harry
yes.
Scott used to do all that.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
But they all used to do it. But he could nick a joke. And also that's about Jim Davison. He could nick a joke and tell it better than the original. You know, he'll hold a little one-liner out for 10 minutes and he'll drag it out. He can tell a joke.
Saying the first time I ever see him was down in a place called Blazers in Watford.
Mm.
I'm going back 30 odd years.
Which is like a Circus Tavern is now. That's how
Blazers,
it was.
Watford, yeah. And also see him in Babes in the Wood, right? And the good thing about it was when we see him in Babes in the Wood, it was the last night of the performance for the whole lot, and they fucked about so much. It was unbelievable. Like he was picked up an apple and he's eating the apple, and as he's eating it, he's talking to people, and all the apples spitting out and going over him and
They
everything.
weren't Cinderella.
Cinderella, yeah. I said Babes in the Wood, done. You're right, Cinderella, yeah. It was their last
With Charlie
night.
Drake. Well, my
And
mate.
Charlie Drake was in it,
Well,
wasn't he?
that's what I'm telling you. We should have given. See, the other two blokes I wanted to introduce you to, Adrian Doughty and Danny Blue, was in the Oddballs, which was in that Cinderella as well. They done the naked dance in it.
All right.
You know when they go to the party and all that. Look.
No, I didn't see that. Was it?
Well, it was in it. It's in every
Were
night
you
they
allowed
go-
to mention the oddballs for some infamous person, or we're not going to mention?
So they got one ball or something.
It was, but a lot of them did. A lot of them, Danny was in all of them. Danny was the one who done the dwarf throwing and all that lot. And he had a little midget with him and all that. But as the midget died, a little Asian midget that was in it.
Asian, didn't you?
Yeah, if you ever look at a dwarf throwing, Lenny the Giant.
Right.
We done a little gig round here one night on an end night, and
Morning Hotel, I think you've done work here.
I've done them. Yeah,
We just only a couple hundred yards.
I know I've done a few of them. There's like a room behind it, or something like a function room, or something like that. Just
Morning
like
Pub, yeah.
That's it.
Morning Arms.
That's the one. That's one. But we done a little gig up here at Hainault, and all the women there. And Danny's come out, and he's got. Has anybody just had a baby? And this woman said, yeah. Yeah. There's about 300 women. Yeah. And I've got this woman. So he went. So you're right changing nappies? So he said, yeah. So you reckon you could change a baby's nappy blindfolded? She went, yeah. All through it, there's a dummy about that big with a nappy on, right? But as they've blindfolded her, they then swapped the dummy for Lenny the Giant. Little hairy midget about that big.
Oh, he was-
Mickey Flanagan?
Well, no, I haven't worked Mickey Flanagan, but I do
Tim
like.
Vine, Lee Mack.
No, Lee Mack we did on Not Going Out.
Right.
We've done a bit of film extra work, we've done a wedding scene on it. Was you on that one?
Yeah.
I
I
went
mean,
for
I
it.
didn't work.
Yeah, I was on that one. And I do like that sort of comedy because it's quick fire. I mean, I don't get a lot of these others.
I worked on a whole series of Dr. Dead Honky. Dr. Dead Donkey.
No, he's right the first time.
You worked on two then, didn't you?
See, I thought they called him Donkey because of his knob. But I said, why do
Was
they call
it
you Donkey? You always
No, do you remember the comedy show, Dr. Dead
Yeah,
Donkey?
yeah.
Yeah.
I worked, that was one of the first things I did. Did a whole series of it in the South Bank, you know, the old television studios.
Yeah, the ITV studios.
Yeah. So that was good fun because we had some.
You've done loads, you haven't you?
I've done,
Fucking
yeah,
hell.
done loads.
I try to impress him one day. What I've done, fucking hell, we've been doing it for years, and we started talking like fucking really.
I've
That's
done
what we met, didn't we,
a
doing
few
the whole
films. I've done loads of London's Burning, Silent Witness.
missed out
the
on that.
original Silent Witness.
I would love to
with
do
Amanda
London's
Holden.
Burning.
What was you doing that? Was it an
I
extra?
was a
so?
copper. I was
Yeah.
a copper there for
Oh,
the whole
was it,
series.
what, an extra like, or just?
An extra copper, but we had some features. This is
Yeah.
I'm talking about 20, 25 years ago.
Coppers are used all the time.
You ain't been in the bill yet then?
I did loads of work in the bill.
Yeah, that's what
But I built the.
I was a right copper. You couldn't really see me. So
The bill's finished though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bill finished about
everybody's been in the bill, though, hasn't they?
Yeah, but I
we did
got offered,
loads of work on the
I
bill.
got offered,
Shit money, but we did loads of
I got
work.
offered and they got cancelled. Got offered, it got cancelled, and then they cancelled it altogether. So I never actually went on the bill. But when I started, it was all. When did I start? Fucking 10 years ago, something like that.
Anyway, so Pope Paul's in the hall,
Yeah.
and he said, "Has anybody got any troubles? Can I help them?" So nothing like. Then all of a sudden, bloke shoots his hand up. He said, "Yes, you." He said, "What's your name?" He said, "Can't do it, Scouse like."
What? We don't do the joke then.
He went, "Peter."
Oh, it's alright. Calm down.
Calm down. Peter. He said, "Peter." He said,
Pedo.
"Peter."
It's
Peter.
Australian.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter.
It's Australian.
Put the elbow in the Barbie.
I can't do a Mickey Mouse.
What do you do if
accent.
you cross an Australia with New Zealand? Do you know that one? Do that one?
Slice of bread.
Australian walked to the doctor. He went, "Doctor, got a cricket ball stuck up my bum." Doctor said, "How's that?" He said, "Don't you fucking start."
Anyway, so he's called him. He said, come here, Peter." He said, "What can I do for you?" He said, "I've got trouble with my hearing." He said.
Huh?
So he said, "All right." So Pope Paul goes like, left hand on the left ear, right hand on the right ear. So he said, "How's your hearing now, Peter?" He said, "It ain't until next fucking Wednesday." He said.
But no, seriously, I think we do need to sort of revive that old comedy spirit. But how do we do it? I mean, I know you guys.
You'll never get that back, Sam.
But how do we
You
do it?
will,
We've got to.
you will, but it's more the older crowd.
Once it's dead, it's dead.
Listen, it's like
the dodo.
It's like my mate, right? It was like
Dead as a dildo.
He wasn't black,
Dead as a-
but he
yeah.
wasn't. It was
Think of
what
that.
you say, half caste, light chat, or whatever. But it was like a Kenny Lynch, like put it that way.
Yeah.
He was right Cockney sort of thing,
Did
right?
he ever get lynched?
No, but I'm telling you straight, Tan. Anyway, what a bad looking fella, like,
Yeah.
and what it was though, from birth he was passed from pillar to post. He was in orphan places.
Yeah.
And this is gospel truth, right?
A
Then
lot
all
of
of a
blacks do actually.
and
They
then,
do
that's
get
right.
into.
But then all of a sudden,
I wonder why that is.
this white couple took him in, and he fought the world of them. They lived in Hammersmith,
Yeah.
they did, and he fought
Hammersmith.
Hammersmith, yeah.
I used to do a radio show there.
Whether they're still alive, I don't know. But he fought the world. It was like his mum and his dad, and on my life. But he never had one chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? And it's like now there's so many people with chips on their shoulder, and it's like there's a little joke that comes in with it, though. Okay, it's like I say to myself, like, put another chip on the other fucking shoulder, even yourself up, like, you know what I mean? You won't have the hump so much. Then,
Well, I'm a well balanced guy. I've got a chip on both shoulders.
That's it. That's the best way to be, isn't it? Best way to be.
Yeah. I hate blacks and whites.
Well, what are you then?
There you go.
You
I'm
can't
brown.
go wrong, can you?
Yeah, I'm brown.
He upsets
I'm in the
everything.
middle.
Yeah.
That's what I say. You can't go wrong, can he?
Perfect colour.
Ah.
Light brown.
Hang on. Do we get paid?
Uh,
Let's give you.
next year.
Let's
Banana. I'm not banana jokes.
That's your wages for
Today?
today.
Stick one out at the arse, there you go.
Banana jokes, eh?
I'm gonna come around your house and get on the phone when you're performing. Let's do it again. You cut it. A nun,
I didn't realise this.
Was that your missus?
a nun,
Nah, my sister.
Oh.
a prostitute, and a housewife having a banana eating contest. And the nun's gone. 45 minutes. So the prostitute, right, got back 45 minutes. She's gone. 2 seconds. I've got the housewife, right, you got back 2 seconds. Yeah. So you won't get that because you ain't got an housewife.
But I mean, look.
How do you stop your girlfriend from being an nymphomaniac? Marry her.
You got, you know, the secret code. We got to be careful because immigration are after this guy. That's why he's put it up. So his visa's run out.
Yeah.
He's in hiding.
Well covered up.
So he
isn't
said to
he?
me earlier.
He's in hiding.
Fucking
He
hell.
went-
Hide and seek. Eh?
He went in the off licence. He said, "Can you recommend a good port?" They went Southampton. Fuck off. Yeah, good.
I was going to say to him, keep moving, we're stock taking. He ain't moved yet since he's been there.
Yeah, hasn't he? So
His last job, he stood in the fields and scared the birds off.
Oh, yeah. So he's got immigration after him. So he's got to be careful, you know. So we're just keeping him.
Yeah, I know.
Safe house, you know.
That's right,
Safe
that's
shop.
right, yeah.
So no jokes about
Well, he's
immigration.
weighed us off enough anyway, and he's given us enough money anyway,
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
won't say
yeah.
nothing, will we?
So no jokes about immigration or migrants.
Right.
It's like
I told you, it's still the line.
a geezer stuck a cucumber up his arse 10 years ago, and he said to the geezer, you know, cucumbers, they give you Alzheimer's. And he's talking to the geezer, he stuck the cucumber up 10 years ago, didn't know fuck all about it. Don't worry, I told that joke right.
This bloke married this bird, and he found out that she'd been round the block a few times. So what he done on the wedding night, he shagged her in the dark. But he's a very good artist and sculpting. So he got this big cucumber, and he sculptured all the veins, and the big helmet on the top, big knob. You know the knob, the bit on the it's called a knob. It stops your hand flying off when you have a wank. Right, that bit on there.
The bell end.
The bell end, correct. It was sort of 14 inches away from the cheeks of your arse, that one end. And he done all the things like, so what he used to do, because everyone had shagged her, he done her in the dark. He used to always do in the dark with a cucumber, like this. She loved it. And it went on for years. And then one day he's got cucumber, he's shagging her like this, and thunder and lightning, all roomed it up like this. And she's caught him green-handed with a cucumber. So we went, oi! She turned all the lights on, she said, can you explain the cucumber? And he said, can you explain the 3 kids? Sudden, we're indoors, I've come back from the pub, and I've got the missus, I said, there's a knock on the door. She said, ain't fucking knock on the door. I said, there's a knock on the door. I've got I said, there's a Martian man, Martian woman. She said, fuck off. I brought them in, little Martian man, Martian woman. Just give a bit of roast dinner, to give her a cup of tea. I said, what are you doing, Mars? We go up the pub, we come back pissed, we do wife swapping. I said, what? We do wife swapping. He said, what do you do? I said, we have a couple of pub, have a few drinks, we come back, we have a dinner. I said, lie on the seat and fall asleep. I said, he said, would you like to do wife swapping? I said, let's some of that. She's gone upstairs with a Martian man, I've gone upstairs with a Martian woman. Right, when she come down, she come all bow-legged like this. I'm in there with her. She dib, 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 dob, 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 dib, 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 dib. She's shagging him like this. She went, you ain't got very big willy, have you? He went, dib, dib, dib. It's like a run of bean. She said, ain't very fat, is it? He went, dib, dib, dib. It's like a fucking cucumber. He shagged all over the place. I've come downstairs, I'm waiting for her. She's come down 20 minutes later, all bow-legged. I said, how'd you get on with that Martian man? She went, I'll tell you what. She said, I don't know if I should be telling you this. She said, it's got to be the best shag I've ever had. She said, how'd you get on with that Martian woman? I said, the prep wouldn't leave my ears alone. And you know
That's fucking over the moon, that joke.
Over the moon, rocket.
Over the moon, that one.
Oh dear.
One's over the moon, the other one let him off.
Yeah. It's, if you look at what's on TV these days and the comedy circuit, the modern comedy circuit, there's not much out there, is there really?
No. Yeah, but they're safe, aren't they? Everything they say is safe.
Yeah, they're
It ain't
trying
funny,
not
it's just
to.
safe.
There's plenty of jokes about men. You know, taking the piss out of men, that kind of thing. And you'll get people like Jews taking the piss out of Jews because they can get away with it. Muslims taking the piss out of Muslims, they can get away with it. Blacks taking the piss out of blacks because they can get away with it. But if a non-Jew did the same, like Sacha Baron Cohen, he does all that Ali G stuff.
Oh, they're outlaw, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't get away with it. So if you're someone from your own race or religion doing it, you get away with it. But if you like remember Chalky with Jim Davidson and
Yuma.
yeah, Yuma.
Bob Marley's a good man.
He wouldn't get away with it now. He'd be an outcast. He wouldn't be broadcast anymore.
Offcast.
But
Well,
they
you
say,
can't even say half.
the thing is, O-Town, they say that word, right, yeah? It's not sounds nice, men nice, but they say it's not. But you watch the films, and they're calling each other all the time.
I know.
So, what's that all about?
And the music as well.
Yeah, what's
the
all
rap
that about?
songs.
The rap songs, yeah.
And all the what do they call it? Hip hop and whatever, garage
Yeah.
music. Well, so yeah, there is a bit of hypocrisy. But then, what do you do about it? How do we counter it? How do we?
Gone too far, mate.
So how do we?
Well, sometimes everything's gone
Do we
too
just
far.
accept
Uber's gone
it?
too far. Comedy, everything's gone too far.
So
What we can do about it?
nothing. But how do we keep the old memories alive and all the old?
I mean, you're still getting away with it. Still doing the old working man's clubs and all that.
Yeah.
Like anybody
And
sort of
little dark
anybody
balls.
over 40, you can still
Dark
get
balls
away
and
with it.
that, like, yeah.
But it's getting less and less now. Everyone's just frightened to say
It's not
it now.
publicised on telly, is it?
And
No.
You know.
And it's
But
been
what
like
we
that for a long
need,
time.
we should have like even if it was a fringe channel like BBC have got, like BBC4, that kind of thing.
Dave or something like that.
Yeah, Dave. Again, why is it called Dave? I don't get that. But anyway,
That's his name's Dave.
probably a silly name for a channel, though.
Yeah.
Could have at least
should be
called it-
Rodney.
Yeah, or could be David.
Yeah.
More respectful, isn't it? David.
Why do they call you Dave, Rodney?
Longer. The thing is that there needs to be a forum where we can have this fringe comedy on national TV. There should be.
Well,
Yeah.
There should be, shouldn't there? I mean, the BBC, we pay the BBC licence fee.
yeah, but that's crap, isn't it?
I mean, where does all that money go?
We're still getting the same programmes on for
Yeah, but that-
1963.
They are the worst channel going, they are, because they will allow people on question time and all that.
Yeah, it's all the left wing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I know. I mean, the way they went after Trump and in the last 3 or 4 years, not just BBC, all the American channels, news networks, and he was this, he's that, he's evil, he's blah, blah, blah. They highlighted every negative thing that he said, because he's a showman, he's not a politician.
No, it's true.
But when they said, so what did he do that was really bad for America? And I know he could have done better with the coronavirus. I think every world leader could have done better. You could argue that because it's something quite new. But apart from that, what did he actually do that's bad for America? He built a wall to keep all the illegals out, because they've already got 11, 12 million illegals in America, you know what I mean? He set up these zones in a lot of these black and Hispanic areas where they could get jobs and stuff like that. And he helped bring back manufacturing jobs to America from China, all these cheap imports and everything, things like that. And he said to NATO, "Look, pay your way. You know, we're not going to bankroll everything. You know, And he was trying to stand up for American.
You couldn't shit on him, that's for sure. It's like Thatcher, isn't it? He stood up for his country.
Yeah,
you know?
but now you got Biden and that Harris, whatever, and he's just done the opposite. He just signed away all these. You know, he's got rid of the war.
And yet the thing is, though, Tan, he's done more for the black race,
Yeah.
Trump, than any other president.
Yeah.
That's true, isn't it?
He did actually. They say that the prosperity and the wage rises among the black community in the last 3-4 years was way high.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the coronavirus, things went a bit down, but yeah, he did do. And but all they say to him is, "Oh, he's a racist, he's a sexist, he's a misogynist, he's this, he's that," and yet, like Biden or Clinton or Bush or any of the others, there's so much dirt on them, and they won't highlight any of that negative stuff.
Do this and we would do that.
He didn't. I mean, that's what. I mean, I listened to some of the speech, and I didn't really. I looked at the way it was analysed afterwards, and they said basically he did say to them, he said, "Look, we're going to march, we're going to make our voices heard, but we must do it peacefully." So there's a lot of BS going on about did he incite the riot or did he? You got to remember, there's 500,000 people there, and there's hardly any coppers along a large part of the.
No,
there are just barriers there. So what do you expect people to do? They're going to jump over the barriers.
Yeah.
You know.
The same thing was happening over here, Black Lives Matter and all that. So that was right. They couldn't control that.
I mean, last year there was loads of riots. The BLM and the Antifa lot, and the Democrats were encouraging them, and they killed dozens of people, but nothing got done about that. And there's one bad. All right, there was a bad day, but most of the people didn't didn't break in. There's only a few, like a few hundred people or a couple of thousand, maybe out of 500,000 people. So there is a lot of politics there. He wasn't telling them to go and invade Congress. He said, "Look, make your voices heard." But they just obviously they're after him. They don't want him to stand for president again because they're scared of him.
Well, he won't be able to, will he? He's been impeached twice, hasn't he?
No, he didn't get impeached the first time.
He didn't.
He didn't. No. There weren't enough votes to impeach him. This time round, it's 50-50. But if he does get impeached, he could still set up his own party, and he'll probably be the chairman rather than leader. So that's why he's around it.
What does impeach mean? So I stick the fucking
peach
up your arsehole.
Yeah.
Or a cucumber. Do your cucumber joke.
Ah.
Yeah, so this geezer pulled up this little boy. He said, "I'll give you a sweetie, you come to my car." He said, "Give me the packet, I'll come in your mouth." Can you say that? Geezer rung up work. He said, "I won't be in today, I'm sick." Governor said, "Well, sick. He said, "Good this one, I'm in the bath with my sister." So my little girl's 14. She's 15 now, but when she was 14, I said, "What do you want for your birthday?" She said, "I want a rabbit." I said, "Your mole's too young. For the time being, use your fingers." Geezer went down to the doctor's, he said, I'll put my daughter on the pill. Doctor said, how's your daughter at 14? Doctor said, that's a bit young, isn't it? Is she sexually active? The father says, is she fucked? She just lays there like a mother. Can you say that?
Over a long time, I picked up, you know, some good celebrities, like, you know.
Yeah.
Georgie Best, twice.
Was he drunk?
No, he was a really nice fella, really quiet, shy, really nice. But the second time I picked him up, he had a black eye, a right shiner. And just started,
Black guy, you can't say that.
Oh, right,
Stand up and apologise. Every time.
Yeah,
And
you
a
can't
white-
say the word black.
Alright,
sorry.
yeah,
Stand up and apologise. That's
Sorry, he had a
I'm not
white,
going to
he had
have
a
you.
white eye.
And actually, can you please take the knee? 'Cause that's
Take
very-
the knee.
Go on, take the
No,
knee.
I've got arthritis in me there, can't do that.
No, hang on.
Take the knee. Take the fucking come.
Take the knee, look, there's a knee pad there. Alright?
You can't say paddy either.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I apologise, I'll take the knee.
Yeah, take the knee, look.
Boy,
There
that
you go.
fucking banana, though.
And then do the black power thing.
Yeah!
Yeah, so we're not having you say the word black.
Well, I was saying, he had a white eye, say, right, yeah?
Right.
And the story is, somebody,
Who told you this story?
he told, Georgie told me himself, he said,
Georgie, like you know.
Georgie Best, yeah. He said, yeah, somebody just wanted to make a name for themselves, like, and he bottled me, or glassed me.
Yeah, but
And that's
same-
the gospel truth, Ted.
But the same thing happened with Tony Adams. Over Kings.
Oh, you said that, yeah.
I told you the story, didn't I? Tony Adams, when he smashed his car up, he'd been down to Canberra to do a football presentation. He left his car in Rayleigh, by the Rayleigh Weir. Him and Ty Gooden, little black fella played for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Little black fella played for Arsenal. And they went
Oh,
over
yeah,
Kings.
black, yeah.
And there was 5 or 6 guys over, they all put a tenner in the kitty, and they said, whoever clumps Tony Adams can have the kitty. Tony Adams there with all girls all round him and like that, so they went over and clumped him. Fight broke out, they both got kicked out. Tony Adams was all drunk, jumped in his car, wrapped it round the wall, didn't he? So got nothing to do driving, but he all started over Canberra.
Right.
Oh.
But a lot of them do that. It's the only
Bit of
thing
a
with
rough hole when it can be. Bit of a rough hole when it can be.
well, the seagulls fly upside down on Canberra Island.
Yeah, you know why?
Nothing worth shitting on. Go on.
That's what you know. You told me.
Why have seagulls got long wings? Beat the gypsies to the tip.
That's right, yeah. I heard it on the telly the other day, black ball, and they was calling it something else.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whiteboard, it was something else. But it was something ridiculous.
Chalky. Couldn't have chalky.
No, absolutely ridiculous. Oh,
Yeah.
the same thing. They couldn't say the word GIF, could they? So they had to put SIF on the bottle now.
Oh, really?
SIF, yes.
Because Jiff.
I think it's the Muslims, they couldn't say the word GIF.
Oh, yeah.
C-I-F-F.
What about condoms? Coming in Jiffy. Yeah.
Or a tramp walking along the road, he wants to go out a fancy dress. Got one leg, now one on crutch. Bald head. He said, what can I fucking do to get in this fancy dress tonight? He went, I know what I'll do. He said, I'll blacken my head, I'll stick the crutch up my arse, I'll go as a top of the apple.
No, well, I used to do that about Paul McCartney with his new bird.
Oh,
When he-
really?
Yeah, he
The
bought.
one with the wooden leg.
Yeah,
Hey,
he used to do that
Pepper.
one. Yeah, every Christmas he went as John Lennon, and she went as a toffee apple.
Mm.
And then done it years later, years after they got divorced, he bought her a plane for her birthday and a shaver for the other leg.
That one he told me, he was dancing with a fucking wooden leg, and he said he was going around in circles, he realised he
Yeah, I
only had one leg.
No, that's it. She said, "How comes we'll be dancing round and round? You're getting taller and taller." So I've got wooden leg. You dance around the wrong way, you prat. The birds all go out together. Is that why they shave their fannies before they go out? Makes them dance better. But also it's come out now that women only shave their fannies if they're not going to get a bunker. But they all shave their fannies when they go out on a Friday night, don't they?
I'm from the old school, I prefer it not shaved.
I'm still coughing up fur balls from the 80s.
No, like it'd be like a fucking black rat there. I'll tell you what, Sam, this is really funny, but as Gary said, you probably don't appreciate it unless you're in the game. When you learn to be a taxi driver, right, you do a few runs and whatever on your moped anyway, then after you've done a few runs, 5 runs or whatever, 5 lists, then you join a school. So all your cab drivers up to school and you're all learning. So all you're doing is picking each other's brain, yeah? So you've got the map there and all that on the table and all on the walls and that. So you've got 2 points, A to B, whatever it is, hospital to a police station, whatever, right? So when you call the run, you have a plastic perspex. It's about that long and it's about that wide. And what you do, you put it from A to B along the map and you call that cottoning up, yeah? Call it cottoning up. And as the person's calling it, everyone else is looking to see whether all the streets are inside that perspex. So when he's called the end of the run, if they hasn't come out, he's called that run on cotton, yeah? He was up there one night, this is gospel truth, he was up there one night, up to school. Anyway, 2 points, he starts calling a run, got the perspex out, put it on a map. So as he's calling it, and he's called right through it, he's turned around, and said, was I on cotton? So we all turned around, on cotton, so the couple of 4 inches up the fucking table. And that's gospel truth.